The topic that I put for the share is why do Israelis go to Thailand? Okay. And when I show you a clip, just a couple of minutes, the sound isn't that great. This is Avichai Cohen. He was a model, an Israeli model, became big in Israel and in Europe. And you can't hear it so well, but he's saying that he's a model that takes his job seriously, and he doesn't want to sell his body. He takes jobs where he can represent himself and the product. You see pictures of him. He's a very attractive guy. You don't need me to say that. Okay. This is an interview with Avichai Cohen 6 months later. He comes back to the same program, and he looks a lot different. The interviewer reminds the audience what he looked like 6 months earlier, and everybody is just floored. How is it that this guy ends up being this guy? Right? And the most important thing he says here is that the announcer says, "What happened?" And he says, "Basically, I found religion. I found that there's meaning in life, and I want to be part of the meaning in life." And the interviewer says, "Do you expect me to believe you that what you're doing is altruistic?" And he says, "I don't care if you believe me." That's what he just said. "I don't care if you believe me. I found meaning in life, and if you don't believe you, if you don't want to take me seriously, if you think that I'm doing this just to get attention, that's your problem. I'm doing it because I found meaning in life." This is a little bit later, another 6 months, a year later. Avichai Cohen. He's a chassid. I believe he joined the Baba Chassidim and Baba Vishnitz. Why is it that Avichai Cohen went from being a superstar model to being a yeshiva bacher to being a chassid? So I happen to know him personally. I met him not long ago. There's a movie about him called Krav al Chaim, which is an unbelievable movie. I'll bring it in and you guys can watch it. It's amazing about his life. And basically what happened was that he found that the life, the fast lane life of he was swimming in money, he was going to parties for big companies and meeting supermodels from all over, and he made it, right? And he found that it just wasn't enough. He found that all the money and all the attention and all the fame, it wasn't worth it. So he started looking into life. He started looking into I can't find my screenshots. Oh, right, okay. So he was looking into what life is all about. While he was going to these modeling shows, he would grab bags of books of all kinds of different religions and what's life about. And then he would put down the book and go on the runway and come back and collect his check and go back to his books. He ended up going through all kinds of different religions. He found some Eastern religions. He went to an island. This he tells in the movie. He went to an island in the middle of wherever in the East, and he sat with a guru, and he said to the guru, "This is what I want." And the guru told him about what his take on life is. And Avichai said, "I'm sorry, but this is just another one of these religions where you have to suspend your belief in order to accept it." He went through all these religions that he saw, and he told the guru, he said, "It's very nice that you believe in this, but I'm still stuck with this feeling that either you believe or you know. Either you say, okay, God exists, and therefore I have to sit on an island and meditate all the time, or you say, it doesn't make any sense, I'm not going to take it." So he was stuck with this quandary. What is he going to do? So the guru said to him, "Okay, you're right. I'll admit to you that unless you accept that things aren't going to make sense 100% of the time, you won't be happy in my religion or any other religion, except for one. And Avichai said, okay, I've read about all of them. Which one? He said, Judaism. Okay, and the guru didn't know he was Jewish. He didn't know he was Israeli. The guru said, if you really want something that's true and fulfills you spiritually, you have to go to Judaism. So why is it that people go to Thailand? Why is it people go to the East? We find in this week's Parsha. After all of the klalot, which talk about all of the physical dangers and all the physical difficulties that we're going to have if we don't follow the Torah, and many people are quoted as saying that if you look at this week's Parsha, you see exactly what happened in the Holocaust, you see exactly what happened after the destruction of the Second Temple. After all of that, in this section of the Klalot, it says, "V'hafitzcha Adonai b'chol ha'amim miktzei ha'aretz v'ad ktzei ha'aretz, v'avadta sham Elohim acherim asher lo yadata ata v'avotecha eitz va'evan." Hashem is going to spread us all over the world, from one side to the other. We're going to follow religions that don't adhere to what our parents, what our forefathers followed. And there, when you go there, you're going to find that it's not satisfying. V'natan Adonai lecha sham lev ragaz v'chilyon einayim v'da'avon nafesh. You're just going to be tired. You're going to feel like destruction inside of you, and you're going to be depressed, and so on. One of the klalot that we see in practice today is that Jewish people who are not satisfied with just going through life day after day in a way that many non-Jews are. I lived in New York and went to small towns in rural New York, and you see there people who wake up in the morning, every morning they have their eggs, they go to their job, they come home, they watch TV, they go to bed, they wake up in the morning, they have their eggs, and it's just, and they go through the cycle. And to them, it's not bothersome. It doesn't worry them that every single day that they're going through their life and everything's the same. But Jews are different. The Nesiv Shalom, the Slonimer Rebbe says, what makes a Jew a Jew? What's the main aspect of a Jew? That they're not happy with just settling with where they are. That they're always looking for more. And that's what Avichai Cohen did, and that's what many people do. Sometimes it leads them towards Yiddishkeit, and sometimes it leads them towards other things. Why is it that communism and homosexuality and everywhere you find some kind of a movement, the Jews are in the front of it? Even the anti-Semitic movements, many times, it's the Jews who are in the front of them. Why? Because the Jews are the ones who are always looking for more. And of course, at the end of the close, it says, this is the brit that Hashem made. If we don't follow the brit, then we're going to be spread out of the world. We're going to be following other religions. We're going to see the physical aspects of the curses that we see in this week's parsha. But hopefully, 2 weeks before Rosh Hashanah, we'll be able to see this week's parsha, learn the lessons of this week's parsha, look at our lives and see where we want to improve ourselves, where we want to become closer to Hashem, take the aspects of that adventure and that are closer to us, that are more accessible to us, that we can take it step by step and not try and, he didn't become a chassid on day one. He started looking, he started keeping Shabbos, started keeping kashrus, but he didn't let it stop him that he was afraid of the truth. That's one of the things he tells the interviewer. That what's the most important thing is that we're asking ourselves these questions and we're not afraid of the truth. And if we find the truth and we find that the truth is not exactly the way we're living our lives today, we're not afraid of it. We say, okay, I'm not going to be a Gerach Chassid tomorrow. Maybe I'm never going to be a Gerach Chassid. But I want to take the steps. And I want to make sure that I'm taking steps every day. And B'ezrat Hashem, when we get to Rosh Hashanah, when we get to Yom Kippur, we'll be able to take that cheshbon ha-nefesh that we've done, and we'll be able to put it into practice, and we'll have a year full of bracha and atzlacha and closeness to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.